Look at this, perfect weather today. With all the rain and the bad weather we've been having lately, plus the Jeep giving me constant issues, I've been waiting for a day like today where the weather is perfect, the Jeep is fixed, and I can do one of the mods that I've been needing to do for a while, especially since we're going on a trip this weekend and I could definitely use it. Plus in my last video, somebody said they missed me doing DIY stuff on the Jeep, so this is for you, bud. I do need to show you something hilarious though. So here is the story behind this massive solar panel that you see behind me. I'd been working with BougeRV on and off now for the last couple of years. I test out some stuff for them. They are the ones that supplied me with the solar panel that's on the Jeep now, which is about 100 watts, pretty small, but they hit me up asking if I wanted to upgrade that, and I figured now that I have a dual battery setup, it would be the perfect time to get a much larger solar panel with more wattage. So I asked them for the 300 watt one, not looking at the specs at all, and then when it arrived, I looked at this thing and went, yeah, this is not going to work. This has almost the same exact footprint as my rooftop tent, that if I were to mount this on the Jeep, I won't have any room for max tracks, cargo box, nothing. My vehicle would be just one humongous solar panel. So I hit them up and I said, yeah, I sort of made a mistake. And they said, we'll send you one, a proper one that will fit your needs. Yeah, this is more like it. This is the BougeRV 100 watt solar panel. Same size and power than what I already have. I'm not expecting this to generate any more power than what I'm currently running. So the question is, why would I then need to upgrade to this if mine works perfectly fine? Well, the difference between this one and the one that I already have on the Jeep is that this one is biracial. The hell did you just say? This is a bifacial solar panel, which means that it doesn't matter whether this side is facing the sun or the back is facing the sun, it's going to harness solar energy for you. So for all of you DIYers out there, I'm going to give you a chance to think about how useful that can actually be. You can mount this and basically have it on some sort of hinge system so that no matter which way your vehicle is turned, you can articulate this to gather solar energy. Whether if the sun's coming across your vehicle like this, you can have it kind of facing this way, and then when it gets to the other side, the sun's now coming in through here and you're getting solar from both sides no matter where the sun is at. See, this is why this is important to me. Here's my tent. On my tent is my solar panel. And when we're at camp, the only time that the solar panel can really get that good solar energy is if the sun is directly above us. But most oftentimes when the sun is directly above us, we're out on the trails. And the only time that my vehicle is really getting solar energy is either early in the morning when the sun could be over here, or when we pull into camp somewhat late afternoon and the sun is over there. But imagine if I'm able to articulate this, I can kind of bring it up, and if the sun is over on this side, it's going to pull in from that sunset, or if the sun's on this side, it can pull in from that sunrise in the morning without me having to move the vehicle. Not to mention, when the tent is open, well, that solar panel is facing that way, and what if the sun is above? Well, with articulation, I can now kind of bring the solar panel up, and now it's facing that way, and I can tilt it as the sun goes down. Or, you know, vice versa, in the morning and as the sun goes towards the top. But you see where I'm going with this. The only downside is that BougeRV didn't send any kind of hinge brackets to go with this. I would think they would. So I'm either gonna have to shop Amazon and see if there's something I can find there, or we'll DIY our own. Regardless, I'm gonna figure it out. Let's get this installed. So this is a solar panel I'm currently running. It's 100 watts, and before I remove it, let's just check to see how much power this is actually bringing in with the sun being out. It looks like right now it's about 4 amps at 13.4 volts, which comes out to about 53.6 watts. So you might be wondering why I'm not drawing in the full 100 watts of power. Well, the reason why is because my dual battery, my house battery in the back, is right around 98% right now. And the RedArc BCDC charger will regulate the power coming in to just enough to get your battery back to 100%. It doesn't need to draw the 100 watts right now. So that's probably why it's kind of right around the 53.6. Again, I don't expect a new solar panel to act any differently, but we're gonna go ahead and install it and see how it performs. All right, so I took the old solar panel off. I just took the whole thing out with the crossbars attached because all the bolts are underneath this crossbar and it makes it hard to get to from the roof. Meanwhile, this literally just came in now. These are going to be the brackets. So I found this tilting bracket online. It's from Renogy, and Renogy makes solar panels and stuff as well. And to be clear, BougeRV also makes their own tilting solar panel bracket. It's just that when I looked at theirs seemed to be like more thick, like it was just humongous, and I didn't want something like that on top of the vehicle. I wanted something a little bit more slimline, and the one from Renogy seemed to be like the slimmest out of all the ones that I've seen. So let me assemble this together, put it onto the new solar panel, and get this mounted. All right, so the new solar panel is installed with the articulating arms. Let's take a look at what it's pulling in. And as of right now, it looks like it's pulling in about 3 amps at 13.3 volts. So just for funsies, let's see how much power a 300 watt solar panel will bring to my system. All right, this is where I die. Oh God. All right, 300 watt solar panel, and for some reason it's just not registering. All the lights on my RedArc BCDC charger, they're all just flashing. I don't know if it's the solar panel itself or if it's the charger. And I know that the RedArc can take more than 300 watts. So why it's not picking it up, I have to do a little bit more research on that. It doesn't matter. I'm not running the solar panel anyway, so let's just jump to B-roll. All right, buckle up, Buttercup. We have a lot to talk about. The BougeRV 100 watt biracial, God, I'll never get that right, bifacial solar panel. I mean, I think it's great being able to take advantage of both sides of the solar panel like that, put it on some brackets so that you can articulate it, and you'll be able to basically get sun anywhere. In fact, one great thing that I liked is that when the tent is deployed, I'm able to open up that solar panel, and then the underside of it is what's getting the sunlight. Brackets were fine. I didn't realize how thick they were going to be, and they kind of raised the solar panel a little bit higher up, and it just doesn't look as clean. Plus, if I'm being honest, it was just a pain in the butt trying to undo the 4 knobs and repositioning. In fact, when I was doing the B-rolls for this, I was up on the roof constantly just moving them. I already know that at camp, I'm not gonna wanna do that. I mean, I think what would be great is if I can just move the solar panel and then there's some sort of bracket that will just keep it in place like that without me having to worry about knobs. Kind of like table legs. But those brackets have nothing to do with the BougeRV solar panel. Those are brackets that I bought off of Amazon, and actually when I saw them, I'm like, I could have probably DIY'd this myself for a lot cheaper. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna take them off until I find a solar panel bracket that's just a lot thinner, a lot cleaner, and something that will stay no matter how I place a solar panel without me having to worry about knobs and locks and things like that. In the meantime, I'm probably just gonna mount the solar panel flat on the roof the way I had it before, but that does negate that it is a bifacial solar panel and I'm not able to take advantage of the other side of it depending on where the sun is to get maximum power. So speaking of power, this is where I'm a bit perplexed. So when I tested both of these solar panels, mind you, it was midday, the sun was directly above, there were no clouds in the sky, it was the perfect condition to harness solar energy. The original solar panel that I've had on there before, 100-watt solar panel, it was getting 4 amps at 13.4 volts. Multiply those together, you're getting 53.6 watts. That's only just slightly over halfway from the 100 watts that solar panel is supposed to generate. And at the time I thought, okay, well maybe the red arc is kind of regulating the amount of solar that comes in because the battery was at like 99%. So I figured, okay, maybe it's not pulling in the maximum 100 watts because it doesn't need it. But then the second solar panel, which is also 100 watts, and I knew I wasn't gonna get much of a difference, they're both 100 watts. However, that one only pulled 2.9 amps at 13.3 volts. Multiply that together, 38.57 watts. And that was when my battery was already reduced down to 40%. I didn't have much on my battery, and yet it wasn't pulling in even close to 100 watts. We did try that 300 amp solar panel, and when I plugged it up, the red arc just wasn't even getting a reading on it. All I got was just all the lights were blinking on my BC-DC charger, and I don't know why. And I know it's not the red arc because the red arc BC-DC 1225D, that thing can take up to 357 watts of solar. So it should have been able to handle a 300 watt solar panel. And also why I was only pulling in, what, 53.6 on the first 100 watt solar panel and then only 38.57 on the second solar panel, I don't know why. And I know that conditions can change, but conditions couldn't have been better. Sun was like bright and above us and there were no clouds, and yeah, this is pretty low. I mean, not just pretty low, this is really low. I was expecting to maybe get at least 75 watts, maybe 80 watts, but 53.6 and 38.57 is low, and I gotta figure out why that is. If some of you might know why, then drop it in the comments and I'll see if I can fine tune it. I know that Red Arc does have their own solar panels. Maybe that's something I can look into trying in the future. Maybe having a Red Arc solar panel with a Red Arc BC-DC, it's a lot more compatible and I'll be able to draw in more power versus having my DC-DC charger with one company and then my solar panel with another. I don't know. Again, if you know, drop it in the comments. But again, when it comes to solar panels, I've said it before, it gets a little bit tricky because how often do you really get a chance to use it unless you're stationary in one spot for a couple of days? But the way we work is during the day, we're usually hitting the trails, in which case the vehicle is charging up my battery. And then when we pull into camp, the sun is already about to go down. And then the next morning, we're packing up and leaving when the sun is just coming up. So do I really need a solar panel? I don't know. I'm sure I'm just going to keep it because it's better to have it than not. But to be honest, all this is really moot because I'm selling both of my vehicles. Wait, what?